tens of millions of views, millions of likes, hundreds of thousands of enthusiastic comments. I'm BURGERMAN, and today I recreated 5 popular TikTok burgers. We'll find out if they really taste as good as they look in the videos, and most importantly, if you can get food poisoning from them. Let's go.
Hamburger.
So it looks appetizing. This video has racked up nearly 10 million views. But how many people actually try this recipe? And is it really that tasty? Let's find out. 2 cheeseburgers, chicken nuggets, fries. We pour mayonnaise, a sweet sour sauce, and ketchup all over it. Then 2 slices of cheese on top. I followed the instructions exactly. Now the only thing left is to wrap it up tightly so it doesn't fall apart. That was actually the hardest part. Grill it on both sides or use a panini press, which would be more convenient. Cook until crispy. I tried to do everything exactly as it was in the original video, repeating each step with maximum precision. Not just for this recipe, but for all the burgers I made. It turned out exactly the same. Time to try it. It's disgusting. Everything inside is cold, even though I warmed the burgers up in the microwave beforehand. And here's my advice. If you want a cheeseburger, just buy a cheeseburger. That's exactly what I did. I unwrapped it and ate everything piece by piece. Everything inside is cold, and the sweet and sour sauce doesn't go well with the ketchup and mayonnaise. I would say it resembles food for pigs. But first of all, if you feed this to pigs, you could get fined by Greenpeace for animal cruelty. And secondly, they're adorable. Sorry, but I really blew up. Moving on to the next burger.
Hey Claire.
Oh Franz, I'm so glad you're here. I've made you traditional German food. Guten Appetit!
Huh? What's this?
For this burger, I chose the freshest pork, ground right in front of me, according to the seller. It was only a few hours old. The dish is a national German tradition, so it's definitely worth a try. This is probably the simplest burger recipe, just to toast the buns and onions in butter, and the burger is ready. Amazing, right? Now all that's left is to assemble the burger in the right order and not mix anything up. I spread the raw meat on the bun, and salt and pepper, top it with fried onions, and close it with the top bun. The guy who came up with this recipe was probably really lazy. All right, I'll cut it, and it's time to try it. This is freaking delicious. I can't even believe I'm saying this. It deserves a solid 8.9 out of 10. Simple, quick, and tasty.
Willkommen! Where are we? Das ist gut!
Das ist gut. So almost 200,000 views, 25,000 likes, and a few hundred comments. I hope this will be tasty. So let's throw this on the grill. 2 patties, 3 sausages, cut in half, 2 slices of bacon, and onions, by the way. Just to give you a heads up, pay attention to the onions. And again, I want to emphasize that I'm following the recipe exactly. I'm replicating it precisely as shown in the original video by the creator. Even the mayonnaise, I mixed it just like it was shown. I placed a patty on the bottom bun, and on top of the patty, I added 3 halves of sausage and a slice of bacon. Now we repeat that again. Patty, 3 sausages, bacon. On the top bun, we spread ketchup. On top of the burger, we add a large slice of tomato and a few slices of pickles. Remember, I mentioned the onions at the very beginning? Keep an eye on the onions in the creator's video. Here it is! What is their fate? How much should be added? Or were they only needed to fill the space in the frame? I'm following the exact recipe, so I won't be adding them. I'll be honest, it looks appetizing, and the aroma of bacon, sausages, and meat is very pleasant. It looks amazing when cut in half, but as for the taste, it only deserves a 5 out of 10. I've never said this before, but there's just too much meat, and it doesn't blend well. If there had been a third patty instead of the sausages, it would have been a 9 out of 10. The sausage doesn't really belong here.
Welcome back to another episode of me pissing off the Asians. Today I'll be making a ramen burger, which surprisingly tasted much better than I thought.
Onion, basil, sauce again, ramen.
That is a 10 out of 10.
I'll check if this is truly a 10 out of 10 or not. I'm throwing the noodles into hot water for 3 minutes, then draining them in a colander. You need to add 1 egg for each side of the bun, and I'm doing this one at a time. Then I put it in a mold, and the mold needs to be left for 1 hour. I repeat the same thing for the second bun. It's sauce time!
Now we just gotta make a delicious sauce using the ramen seasoning and
A little bit of sesame oil, a little bit of hot water. Mix it up.
It smells like ramen, but I'm making a burger at the same time. It's a very strange feeling. I hope it turns out tasty. I'm cooking this recipe for the first time, so I don't know what the result will be. I toasted the buns until golden brown and cooked the patty to medium. Now it's time to assemble the burger. So, lettuce leaves, sauce, patty, salad, and more sauce. There's no cheese, no classic sauces, and overall, the smell of ramen while assembling the burger is strange for me. This is extremely unusual, so it's almost ready. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to try something like this or not. Turns out super juicy, but I'm curious about how long the noodle bun can hold their shape. I'll check this and I'll tell you at the end of the video. It's really delicious and unusual. It feels like you're eating ramen while also having a burger. I recommend you try it.
That is a 10 out of 10.
I put half of it in the fridge overnight to see if the bun will get soggy or not. And now we move on to the final 5th burger. So the last burger and its special feature is the pineapple bun combined with a spicy sauce. The combination of sweet and spicy can be interesting sometimes. I think this burger might turn out pretty good. The combination of colors is also beautiful, and the presentation itself is very appealing. We cook everything until ready on the grill, and I ask you to pay attention to the bacon. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's one thing I didn't understand. So we assemble the burger. Instead of the bottom bun, we use pineapple, then lettuce and the patty on top. Now the bacon, I'm not sure if it's in the burger or not. Check the original video again. I'm showing the assembly frame by frame. It's exactly the same as mine, except he placed the bacon not inside the burger, but on the side. Why? I rewatched the entire video and he assembled several burgers, yet I didn't see bacon in any of them. On the top, I added bell peppers and onions for the sauce. I mixed mayonnaise, paprika, hot pepper, and added sriracha sauce. I stirred it all together, and there you have it. I decided to add the bacon, even though it's not shown in the original video. I think it might be somewhere under the meat and just as invisible. We close it with the top pineapple, and it's ready. It looks truly amazing. The combination of colors and the presentation of the burger are perfect. Kudos to the creator. Now I'll show you the cross-section and give it a try. And yes, it's delicious. This burger confidently gets an 8.4 out of 10, and I recommend you give it a try.
You know what? I would love to try that.
Approved.
For those who just wanted to see the burgers, thank you for watching. Now I'll talk about the food poisoning and how the ramen bun successfully spent the night in the fridge. The next day after reheating, it was as good as new. Honestly, I'm impressed. It's a good and unusual burger. The next day, I also finished half of the burger with the sausages. And I might have been too harsh giving it a 5 out of 10. I could have given it a 6. It wasn't as bad as I thought. Regarding the food poisoning, the next day in the afternoon, both my girlfriend and I started to feel unwell. We usually share the burgers to give a fair assessment. She tried all the burgers except the German one with the raw pork, so it wasn't that one. After considering all the options, we concluded that the McDonald's cheeseburgers didn't survive the night in the fridge. When I made the very first shawarma burger, I made it in the morning, but bought the ingredients at McDonald's 12 hours before filming. The previous evening, I won't describe what happens during food poisoning, but if you ever want to try that very first recipe, please make it right after you buy all the necessary ingredients from the nearest McDonald's. Thank you for sticking around and even listening. If you enjoyed this segment, please let me know in the comments, and even better, tell me what review of what video to do next.